Okay, welcome everyone. Super excited to have you here tonight. We are going to be talking all things tonight. We're going to be talking how to work the holidays to grow your business. We're going to be doing a check-in with our abundance challenge. And what I want to ask you guys, if you're just kind of popping in right now, tell us in the comment box, is this your first holiday with Young Living, at least doing the business? Or have you done this before? We would love to know. So put that into the comment box. Before we get started, we just came off of a really big month. November was huge, and we are so proud because so many of you in the Abundance Challenge ranked up or reclaimed a rank. If you did that, can you please type in the comment box? Or maybe you got really close to ranking or re-ranking and you hit some major milestones. Tell us what milestones you hit. We want to know in the comment box because we want to celebrate you guys. This was huge. I'm throwing confetti into the air for you because you worked so hard, right? You dedicated your time. You worked so hard. I had people messaging me into the last hour saying, I need some help. Can you help me with this? We're putting in another order. I just enrolled someone. So you guys are amazing for doing that, for putting in the work, for, sowing those seeds that you had planted so many months ago, maybe even years ago, and people finally went off the fence and said yes. Way to go, everybody. So proud of all of you. You should all be just so happy for you and your team. And here's something in the Abundance Challenge group, and I'll make sure we get this posted in our other business group as well. We posted some podcasts in there, and there's a really good podcast on the art of celebration. If anyone happens to have that link handy, could you please type it into the comment box? This is a fantastic podcast all about the art of celebration by Kristen Boss, who has the podcast Purposeful Social Selling. It's really important to celebrate whether you made the goal, didn't make the goal, missed the goal, right? Maybe you were halfway to your goal, whatever it was, it's really important to be celebrating all of your wins because it wires your brain. It wires your brain, right, to enjoy the process and not just the result, right? Because you work so hard, whether you had the result or not. And so I just want to give, accolades to everybody because you committed to this challenge of running for 90 days. And because of that, right, you saw so much fruition in November. So whether you hit your goal or not, we are so happy and so proud of you. But here's the thing, this is a 90-day run, right? So we've got one more month in our challenge. So you saw we're doing things a little bit different this month, and that is on purpose because we want to help you, right, launch and do this on your own. But this month we're giving you some guidance. So what's changed is that with this challenge, this 90-day run, for the first 2 months, we were teaching weekly classes. We had daily IPAs. Now you've got your IPAs in one post. You can save that to your phone or you can download the printable version. And then you are going to be teaching those one-on-one classes. So whether you're doing it alone, you're grabbing a cross-line friend or someone from your team, maybe an upline to help you, right? This is your time to be doing those one-on-one classes. And let me tell you, there is so much learning in that, right? Because the first time we go to a class, we listen in, we're learning, right? Maybe we co-teach together, but now it's your time to be doing it on your own. And if you need help, maybe it's, can you help me look at this script? Let me know, how am I doing with the inviting? You can tell us, you can ask us, and we would be happy to help you. So don't feel like you're doing it alone. We want to help launch you, but also make you feel like you also have lots of support here too. So super excited for you guys to be doing this month. So as you noticed, we didn't have a one-on-one class tonight because we want you to be teaching your own one-on-one classes to invite people to. And here's the other cool thing that you can do is you can work with other crossline or maybe with people on your team. Maybe you decide every other week you're going to be teaching a class, or you're promoting other classes that maybe your crossline or your upline is doing. So definitely lean into that. But I think the more practice you get, the better. I will tell you, especially in the beginning when I was doing this business, I was teaching classes really regularly. And I know our ladies who were teaching at least once or twice a week can comment in just a little bit, but teaching classes There's really something so special about being in person, letting people smell the oils, try the oils or the products, right? And experience it firsthand. There's really something so special about that. So first things first, make sure you've got that on your calendar, okay? And then what we also wanted to do this month is not only hear your wins, and we're going to do that in just a little bit, but we also wanted to talk about how to grow your business during the holidays. So if this is your first time, the reason why I asked this is because I wanted to know if this is your first time, I'll just kind of give you, just a bit of background info. So we had our holiday catalog in October. Black Friday and Cyber Monday was in November. In December, people are still grabbing holiday gifts. And so it's still a really great time to be teaching people about the products, helping them come up with DIY gifts, or help maybe you host a make and take. If you do not have a make and take on your calendar, especially a couple over the next couple of weeks, you really need to get it on there now, because this is the time that people want to do it. And we'll go into detail about that, but really lean in, especially these first 2 weeks. I just got the schedule from Young Living. So as far as shipping goes, they could actually order products up to December 17th, expedited, of course, and get product in hand. So up until then, right, it's expedited December 17th. Standard is going to be by December 12th, economy by December 7th. There's still lots of time between now and December 17th to help people come up with orders, come up with bundles, to be promoting products. You guys saw how amazing it was, right, during Cyber Monday and Black Friday. We can be doing this all the time. That excitement, that momentum that we've had going on, you can keep doing that. So just wanted to let you know that up until that point, lots of opportunities. Can I just give you another tip? I often will order extras of things that I know are really popular this time of year. Bath bombs, kids bath bombs, lip balms, like stocking stuffers. I will post them online on social media. I've had neighbors reach out to me and go, hey, I know you've got, some goodies. I need to get a last minute gift for a teacher or for a friend. So I will often get extra goodies, right? So that other people can see, like, I've got them. Do you need help getting them? Yes, you can order it. Maybe you'll replenish me once your order comes in, if it's not going to be here in time. So we've got all kinds of tips and strategies that you can use to grow during this time. But even after that 17th, you can even have some extra goodies on hand to help friends who are last minute shoppers like me. I'm a self-admitted last minute shopper myself. At like December 24th, I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I need to put together for something? Anybody else a last minute shopper like me? But you be prepared for other people, and they will remember you, right? They'll come back and go, I need to grab some goods, and let's get some extra stuff too. Okay, so I want to turn this over. I know April's on the call. April would love to hear from you. I know you've been teaching in-person classes a lot. So tell us what has been really successful for you in terms of growing, especially for holiday sales. Oh, poor thing. April's Wi-Fi. Okay, gotcha. That's okay. When you can come on, you let us know. Okay. Ashley, let's see if Ashley's on here right now. I don't think she's on just yet. Okay. Who has taught? I want to hear from you guys. Who has taught a make and take? Do you guys know what that is? It's like they come to your house and you've got all the goodies. They can do lip balm. They can do bath salts. They can do sugar scrubs. Let me just tell you, I have never gotten such great attendance as I have for make and takes than the holidays. I often like to schedule extra ones during this time of year because people can then come in, right, and create their own DIY gifts. In fact, I even call it something like create 5 DIY gifts for $25 or something like that. And I might just charge them for some supplies. They can come in, right? Put their oils in there, but I've also got signs in there on how to order extra goodies. We encourage that as well. Is that you, April? No. So that's another opportunity too, is to do make and takes. You can do them for your current customers, because guess what? That's a great way for them to come in, see how to make DIY gifts, and then they can reorder on their own accounts. You can do this for your existing, like your prospects, have them come in and make some goodies, show them how they can do it, and have a QR code so that they can go ahead and buy their own products for the future. We had a business builder, Michelle, who had really great success with partnering up with a Scout and Cellar rep. So what they did is it was soaps and sips, and I hope she's okay with me sharing this, but it was so fun. She shared it with our team, but it was such a great opportunity because the wine lady brought the wine, and if you don't have another friend who can do that, maybe you bring your own wine. But they basically created soaps that they could take home, and this was the thing that she said was really, really successful. Is she had a QR code where people could buy the goodies for the Amazon products to make the soaps, for instance, but then also QR codes for the oils that were used. And she said people were scanning. You guys, people are used to this right now, especially in scanning menus, right? Who does not know how to use a QR code, right? Like everybody knows how to do this now. So she had this set up at her event, and people were scanning and signing up, sipping wine, making soaps, and having so much fun. So maybe that's a different take on what you've done in a make and take in the past. When I've done them, it was, let's go to youngliving.com. Here's how you order. But with the QR code, it just makes it so, so easy. So either partnering with someone or even just offering something fun like that. But anything from like soaps and sips, I think people have done things like scrubs and sips, right? Where you can make different kinds of sugar scrubs or bath scrubs, bath salts. All of it can be really, really fun. So make and takes are super popular this time of year. Oh, great. Katie said she's doing her first make and take. Awesome. Congratulations. Phyllis is doing a Christmas make and take next week. Something else that I would really lean into, especially this time of year, who has kids in school, right? How many of your schools are doing some kind of holiday bazaar? Yes, right. In fact, the principal at our school just reached out to me today and was like, could you please come to our holiday bazaar? That is another fabulous opportunity to showcase your oils. So at our bazaar, the kiddos come in, so nothing can be over $5, and the kiddos will come in and they'll buy gifts for family members, like their parents give them a budget and like a little Christmas list. It's super cute. So it's the kids are doing the shopping. I know depending on the school, it might be families and parents that are coming through and doing the shopping. So you can, create something depending on whoever the audience is. But it's been really great because I'll have people come, like the kiddos will come through, and then after school, the parents will come up to me and go, hey, my kiddo just bought this little aftershave or this lip balm or this sugar scrub. It was so cute. Can you tell me where can I get that? So again, now with the QR code, how easy is that to just have that there, scan so that they can shop? You could even create like a little list of all the products, right? Of all the products that you're using for your holiday bazaar, and let them shop from that. So tell me in the comment box, who is doing a holiday bazaar? Or a vendor event? Who's doing vendor events? Has anybody gotten into vendor events for the holidays yet? Let's hear from you. Nobody yet? Ooh, Ellen, I love it. Ellen, have you done, oh, that's your first vendor event. That's awesome. So again, we have people on our team who are wildly successful with vendor events. And it seems like the QR code, just because it's just an easy way of shopping, rather than giving someone your link, right? A QR code so that they can easily shop is a great thing to do. I actually have someone on my team. She also has a QR code where they scan and they can then opt into her text list so that she can send them tips or like updates on upcoming classes. For a lot of the people on my team, they find that not only having products there for people to get, but also having them opt into something for future communications is really, really successful. So you can invite them to future classes. Ooh, I love it. Kathy said she's done 2 vendor events. Kathy, can you come on and share with us what you've done and how it's been successful for you with the QR code? Kathy, are you there? We might have people with Wi-Fi. Yeah, she's putting kiddos to sleep. That's what I thought. But she said the QR code is a game changer. So whether you're doing an in-person event, okay, whether you're doing a vendor event, whether you're doing a bazaar at the school, a QR code just makes it really easy. Why? Because people are used to it. Everybody's used to like going to scan a menu at a restaurant. So it's just ease of use rather than like, here's a link. So people just love it. Yeah, Allison, you could absolutely do that. You could create a QR code with your Share Young Living link. That's right. That's under your account. Or if you had a bundle with MyYL, you could also create a QR code for that. If anybody has YL Insights, YL Insights is a free app from Young Living. There is a QR code in there and it goes straight to, it uses your member number as the referrer, right? It's amazing. And so you can use that to start, to give to other people to start shopping. It just goes to the Young Living main website. If you wanted to create a bundle with MyYL, there's something else called QR code generator. You can Google it. I've created QR codes with that as well. But that's another way where you can create actually a QR code for any custom link, whether it's a bundle, whether you created an Amazon wish list, any of those options could work. But absolutely, YL Insights actually already has a QR code in there. So here's what Kathy is saying. I'm just going to mention it because it's in the comments, but for just in case for those of you who are watching replays, what Kathy likes to do is display a variety of products on the table and you talk about them and you let them smell or experience them. So anything from oils or CBD muscle rub. The folks who are on our team who do vendor events, they do sniffing jars. Do you guys know what that is? So it's like a glass jar and you can put like cotton balls in there and you put oils, right? So maybe it's like stress away here and peace and calming here, Christmas spirit here, because what they were finding is people would come through and be like, what's this? And like put the essential oil like right up to their nose, not super sanitary, right? But you could have like an empty bottle. This is what they do, an empty bottle right there, right? Just to look at, but then they've got the smelling jars where they can smell and like put their nose in there, but it's not touching anything because the cotton balls are kind of at the bottom. So that's been really successful for them. But yes, displaying different things. And I think also things that are holiday related or gift related are going to be really great too. So love that. Okay. Rochelle has done a few vendor events. She's doing a cookie walk this Sunday. Rochelle, can you come in and tell us what you've done and what's been successful for you with vendor events?
Sure. So I don't know if I'd say successful, but I kind of do the same thing. I have everything else. People can sample and ask questions. And then I have baggies made up and I print off a sticker QR code. So if I give them a sample, then I put the sample in the baggie. So the QR code is right there. And that's usually just my link. So they can go to the site and see everything. It's not a specific bundle. For the cookie walk, it's actually, so I've been working at a cafe and it's in a small little town and they asked me if I wanted to have one with my Young Living. So since people are more or less walking through and not really like stopping and talking, I made a QR code of a sway of the Young Living lifestyle. So each cookie is going in a baggie with a QR code and my business card, and then I hand it to them. And I'll have a diffuser set up and maybe a few items, but like I said, it's not really like a stop and talk. It's keep on walking and get your cookies. So hopefully that'll be successful.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. But QR codes all the way, it sounds like, right? Yeah. QR codes just make it easy. Yep. Fills in your info. You're all set to go. Love it. Okay, let's see here. I just want to go through and make sure we're seeing everything. So Ashley is asking or is saying she has an in-person DIY on Saturday, but barely anyone is coming. She started promoting it 3 weeks ago. So there's a couple of different strategies for this, and we'll get into inviting in more detail. But in a nutshell, what I like to do is sort of set up, and this is a great strategy as well, is you can kind of set up like what are the things they're going to go home with? Maybe it's like 3 things or 4 things, and you can take a picture of it and go, hey, I only have 2 spots left. Just want to confirm you're going to be here. This is what you're going home with. Sometimes just that like urgency and scarcity, right? The urgency is I only have 2 left, or the scarcity is only I have 2 left, right? The urgency is, you better grab it before they're gone. And then you're also showing them what to expect, but that can be also a really effective strategy. And, Ashley, sometimes it's not you, it's just maybe there's other competing events that are going on. I would love to hear from you guys. Type in the comment box when you do like a make and take or some kind of in-person event, what's the sweet spot day and time for you? For me, it's Sunday afternoon. I don't know what it is, but it's like Sunday after church, after brunch, people somehow have some time in the afternoon. And that's always been my personal sweet spot for doing things and when I tend to do it. So let's hear from you guys. Let's see. Not yet, not hearing from anybody yet. So tell me in the comment box and we'll come back to this. April, if you're ready, we would love to hear from you.
I do have one little thing if I can.
Yes, please.
I have an event on Sunday and like the last person had quite a few spots left. And I did just what you said, Tracy, this morning. I sent out a project broadcast and said, I have a few spots left. And the next 5 people that reply they want to go will win a free ticket. And I mean, within probably 10 minutes, I had given those 5 tickets away and also sold probably 10 or 12 more. So that project broadcast has really been, a good tool for me to use during certain times, not all the time, but for certain things, and definitely invitations, because those Facebook invites, they just get lost, and even a text will get lost. But about 4 or 5 days before the event, if you have a couple of spots left, project broadcast has been my go-to. Hopefully that helps someone.
Oh my goodness. Wait a minute, Amy, you got to stay on for one more second. That was so good. And I hope everybody's hearing that. So she did exactly that. She took a picture, said, I've got just a few spots left, right? 5 spots left. And you're going to enter a drawing to get a free ticket. That was freaking amazing because the urgency and the scarcity was there. But on top of that, you put in an offer. And look at that. You got even more people coming. So how did you come up with this? This is amazing.
I have no idea, but it just came to me this morning and I was like, what do you have to lose? You've already purchased all the products for 40 people, all of the ingredients, all of the, containers, and I don't want to go home with any stuff. We're getting ready to move. I don't have room for any stuff. And so I have to get people there. So I thought, what is it going to hurt? I'm going to send out a project broadcast and say, I've got some spots left. What I said was, what are you doing Sunday afternoon? We are having an awesome holiday make and take, and you have been invited. I have some spots left, and the first 5 people that reply, I want a spot, are going to get a free ticket, and the others are going to get a ticket, buy one, get one free. So invite a friend. And I did do the buy one, get one free. Invite a friend and get them there, because there is nothing worse than having an empty room. I guess the only worst thing would be that I would be bringing home an extra 20 containers, right? And all of that product. So I would rather give it away than let those spots go empty. So yes, I'm going to be out a little bit of money, but it's a tax deduction for me. And I get maybe some new prospects in the room or some members that I haven't seen in a while. And I had, probably 6 people that I haven't seen in a year that said, oh, we really want to come to that. So I, just hooted about how excited I was that they were coming and how glad I was to give away the free ticket. I'll see you on Sunday at 2:30. And then of course I'm going to do my follow-up from there as well.
Thank you so much, Amy. That was so good. I hope everybody's getting great ideas from that. And you know what? QR code, baby. Sign with QR code. Like, here's where you can buy this oil. Here's where you can buy this. Here's everything that we're using today. There you go. Here's my Amazon list for buying supplies if you ever want to do this. You know what you could even do is do you want to host something like this, like finding co-hosts? This could be a really great follow-up too, to even find co-hosts where they can invite their people over too.
Yeah, and that was something that I had planned on doing was, okay, I have 10, make and take. We're doing 5 things. We're making 5 things and I have 10 left. The first person that says, I want to host a party with me and 4 of my friends, we'll get them at no charge, or something, because again, I don't want to take those things home. And so whatever I have left over, I definitely plan on doing, co-host this party and get your things half off, or, get your DIY gifts half off, something like that. I mean, I never make any money. I just try to break even or pay for the containers or whatever. So especially at Christmas, because people don't have money anyway, they're allotting that money for other things. And I just want it to be a give back. Let me give back to my team and to the community. Good ideas.
Oh, that's so good. And can I tell you, just kind of adding on to that, like the kind of giving back, I've even put in the invite before, like, when you come, we'll have an opportunity to also raise funds for the Young Living Foundation, and I explain what it is. There's just something about people knowing that they can give back as well. And it might be like $5 they put in the jar, right? And I'll tell them something like, whatever you put in, I'll match it, because we're going to raise funds, right, for the foundation, for ending, child trafficking, right, or the Young Living Academy. And people just love that, especially this time of year. So even adding that in as another incentive can be huge.
Yeah, and that is one thing that we are doing, but we do it locally because I love the Young Living Foundation, and we give to that foundation every order, every single month. But locally, my members love to give back to a local charity. And we have a huge one that is for the adoptive families. And so we will do like a sock drive or a panty underwear drive, or, something like that. This year we're doing socks and mittens and hats, because those kids, I mean, I don't know about your kids, but my kids always lose theirs. So we're always buying new every single year. And then a lot of those kids, they come in overnight with absolutely nothing. So we always do something local, but that's such a great idea.
Oh my gosh, Amy, you gave everyone so much to think about. Everybody's now thinking, okay, this is how I got to get people to my next class. Love it. Thank you, girl. April, you want to try to come on now? I don't know if your Wi-Fi is better.
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, good. Earlier today, it was not working at all. And so I was scared to even try to use my video. Okay, so I have kind of a lot of things actually when it comes to the holidays and building a business. Do you guys remember Sarah Robbins? If you've been around since probably 2015 or 2016, she's a big network marketer. She's a top ranker at another skincare network marketing company. And she started sharing with all network marketing companies just ways to build your business. And she had this really great one on the holidays a long time ago, probably like 2015. I mean, it's been a long time. But I wrote down so many tips from her that I still use today. It's been a while. But the first thing she talks about is making a gift giving list, which I think a lot of us do. If you have teachers, coaches, your mailman, your housekeeper, if you have a housekeeper, if you have neighbors, all these people that you want to get little bitty gifts to. And she says that, I remember her saying, because she used to be a teacher, that she's like, teachers are loaded down with gifts. Coaches are loaded down with gifts. And we always get food and coffee mugs. And she said, I remember getting a gift that I got one time. It was a hand lotion regimen, and it was my favorite gift. And the mom that purchased it for me purchased it from a network marketing company who had, the distributor had her labels on each product so that I could reorder when I ran out. And she thought that was really smart business. And so if you were to make like little roller bottles and attach your name to it or something like that, or your website, or like a little quote about health in your website, after those people use those rollers or whatever gift you're making, they know they can contact you again about what they just ran out of. You know what I mean? You don't have to give, I mean, it could be like little bottles of oil if they already know how to use them, but most people don't. So if you make them something like a lotion or a face cream, or even if you made your own lip balms, tag it somehow with your information, that not in a salesy way, but with just like, again, like some kind of little healthy quote with your website or your QR code, either one. Something I have done every year for, I guess, 10, 11 years now, is I would watch all winter long for people posting that they were sick. Like I would go perusing Facebook and scrolling Facebook looking for that. And I would private message them. And I have a loaner kit that I loan out that has a diffuser and all of the PSK oils, the bundle oils. And I would offer to loan it out to them for 3 days. And I always keep an extra bottle of Thieves on hand. I always have like a boatload of Thieves actually. Now I just get the Vitalities and tell them, look, if you want to buy this little bottle, you can, because this is what's really going to help you. But I'm going to let you use my whole kit and for 3 days. And then I want you to let and tell them how to use it, right? How to use a diffuser. If they're having headaches or if they're having nausea, they're having respiratory, whatever, like there's specific oils in that bundle that can help their immune system with those things, and tell them how to use it. And then 3 days later or every day, check in on them. And then you go pick up your kit and then you spray it with your Thieves when you pick it up. But I have enrolled so many people this way, just having a loaner kit on hand. Like you literally get your money back for the Thieves, even if you gifted them the little Thieves, you know, the little, it's like $14, I think, the Vitality. And whatever, like you can even get points on that to reorder it or buy it with your points. But a while back, I had some cute little bags made with a Young Living logo on them, and that's what I would put it in. So that's a really great way to get people's attention, is to just watch out for those people. There's a lot of people emotionally hurting right now during this season, especially with depression or just deaths they've had in the family or divorce or whatever people are going through. And so watch out for those posts and offer to help those people emotionally and be very sensitive and gentle when you reach out. But I think the holidays can be a really depressing season for those kind of people. And so things like Believe, Joy, Valor, Lavender, like those are really good oils to offer samples for or make rollers for people, and just let them know you care about them. We were talking about open house events or classes in your home or make and takes. I love well, I think a lot of people have done I have 3 or 4 spots left, but I love the buy one, get one free ticket. That's such a fun idea. But that absolutely creates urgency. And I've always called those like a sniff and see. And so you'd come and you'd sniff the oils and see the bottles and see all the cute display. But during December and even a lot of November, weeknights, I have found, maybe it's just North Texas, I don't know, but weeknights seem to work the best, because weekends are the worst time during the holidays to do something because they're already filled. I mean, you can plan something, but weeknights, I've always had the best attendance for. Come for 2 hours, and I've always focused on stocking stuffers, or I call it teacher gifts, or what have I called it in the past? Doesn't have to be teacher gifts, but just a small little something that you want to show your appreciation or love or gratitude to somebody. You want to give them a little something, but you don't want to break the bank. Like you want to spend $5 or $10 on these people, and you have 10 of these people. You don't want to go spend $50 per person. So advertising that we're having this sniff and see and this make and take, and we're going to be making stocking stuffers and teacher gifts. So would love to have you here, because you can walk away with 5 or 10 gifts that night. And then you can throw out a price for them, whatever you come up with, whatever you calculate with all the goods and bottles and containers and everything that you do. Having food is going to keep people there longer. I feel like food gathers people. But so weeknights, I was going to go back to weeknights. even during the daytime, if you work from home, or parents that are stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home dads, can be a really good time, especially if you do like a play group. Like you can, and in any of these, you can serve like the warm apple cider in the crock pot, and you can put 3 or 4 drops of thieves in it. Uh, you can break out some cute coffee mugs and just make it super fun, and put different vitality oils out that you could drop in cider, like straight cinnamon or clove or ginger or nutmeg or something. And there's a really great recipe out that's floating around for cider that uses like 6 oils. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure if you do a search for it, you'll find it. Um, let me think. Oh, paper invitations have always gotten a really good response this time of year, but you kind of have to plan that in advance. So we're a little bit late for that unless you do it like a New Year's thing. But I love getting paper invitations in the mail, or you can hand deliver them to people. Project Broadcast is a good way, of course, to your team, and emails. But I mean, how many unread emails do you guys have in your? If you're me, I mean, it just depends. It just depends. But vendor booths are always good. I might be a little late in the season to get signed up with one, depending on where you live, but they are an incredible way to get some cold market contacts. Bazaars, extravaganzas. There's a really, really great Facebook group on that teaches you all the right things and the wrong things to do. And then just even hosting, if you start hosting some things in December, if you can get into the habit of hosting a little something every month, but make a theme for it. So, like for November, you can have like friends and family appreciation, and like the fall season of being thankful, or December could be like a holly jolly, merry, bright. February could be like love and hearts and Valentine roll-ons. And I did a one in March a long time ago called, I think it was like So Lucky to Have You or something cute like that, and just did stuff that was fun for the season. Sending out cards or texts to your members and offering to put their name in a drawing when they make their order this month, that can really, really encourage orders. And that is just a really good way. You can also say thank you to them, especially the ones who are faithfully ordering on subscription. And then you can also reconnect with cards that you send in the mail to people who haven't ordered in a while. There's a million things. I know on Etsy, even Erica Thomas has an Etsy shop. I forget the name of it, but she has like the cutest little things you can print off, or little things you can make postcards with. And you can mail those out, or even send a text out with them to touch base with people and ask if, like, just to reconnect with people that maybe haven't ordered in a while. What else do I have? Tell them about subscription, of course, that's a new thing. If you're really uncomfortable with any of this and you say, well, I like to go to these things, but I don't want to host it. I feel uncomfortable hosting it, or I'm scared to. I'm scared of any objections that might come. I will tell you this, that if you tend to be more introverted and shy about that, as an introvert myself, I stop being introverted when I focus on the other person. Like if you focus on their interests and not yours, and keep conversations like casual and simple, it's totally doable to open up with people and just focus on them, because people love to talk about themselves. And that's what we're all probably most comfortable talking about, is ourselves. And somewhere in the conversation, you can, invite them to the party. I mean, don't try to like hook, line, and sinker them somewhere. Like especially if you're at a party or something and whatnot, but ask a lot of questions. There was a whole thing going around years ago called Form. Ask about their family, their occupation, their recreation, what they do for hobbies, and then M is like your message and the thing that you really want to tell them and invite them to or share with them. If you get invited to something, go. I would not pass up any opportunities during this season because this is probably the only season of the year that you have the most opportunity to rub shoulders with people that you don't know. And that is going to give you a bigger prospecting list, especially for like a cold market, people that you don't know. And so I would not turn down any opportunities if you are wanting to really grow over the holidays and get some new people on your team. And people are watching you guys on social media. They're watching all of us. And there may be people who have said no, but they're still seeing your posts. They still like your posts. So keep sharing on your posts about it. Not all about Young Living, because that's like a deal killer. But every 4 to 5 posts, what you're using that day or what helped you last night or what you're thankful for, like keep posting about it. Don't not post about it, because what we have is really a gift, and it's easier to steer momentum than it is to start it. And when you have those posts of just constant young living, that's such a turn off. And I know you guys all know that. That's not big news to anybody. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, don't be afraid to spread cheer, but to incorporate your oils into it, because you can provide solutions, and people are hurting physically and they are hurting emotionally right now. And sometimes they're not hurting yet. And when you share about something you're using, they will come back and remember, oh, I remember when she shared about feeling really down around Christmas and she was using her Valor, or this is something that's helping somebody get through, who's had a lost loved one and this is their first Christmas without them, or something like that. So I'm trying to think through my talks I've done on that. I mean, we have the gift of health. We need to talk about it. I think you already covered all the things you could make at a make and take, right? Like lip balms and lotions and.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we did. And you know what? For any of you who have Life Steps, in the Life Steps app, I was just going through it today. There is a whole section where it's under the December post. I can't remember what it's called, like the holiday guide or something like that. It's like chock full of DIY recipes. I mean, that could be a really great start for anybody who's doing like a make and take. But personally, I find the most economical personally, and I would love to hear from you ladies too that do them, lip balm is so freaking easy and like dirt cheap. I mean, even with the oils, it's like $0.25 to make. So it can be really great, in particular, if anyone needs to give to like a big group, like kids in a class, right? Or teachers or something like that, or coworkers. Bath salts, sugar scrub, those tend to be on the lower end where you could make a few of them for like $15. But April, what are some other DIYs that you like to do for make and takes?
Oh gosh, is that working? Can you
Yes,
guys hear me?
Yes, it's working.
Well, I like to do the lip balms because they are so easy. They are so inexpensive to make. And then I think people like to fill out the little labels that they can put on them and make up their own little name, like a chocolate mint or sunshine lips or something like that. But I always provide like a bland, an unscented, I should say, base, that's what I should say. It's just a base. And then I give them like 4 or 5 different lip balms that they can make. And sometimes they walk away with 5 lip balms, and they give away like the trio, like we give it away. And then they come up with a cute name for it. I've done body butters and lip scrubs, body scrubs. We've done lots and lots and lots of different rollers. Gosh, I think April. The scrubs, like this different sprays. You could make like a room spray or a tree spray. Then there's the bath salts. Those are always super, super easy. Car spray. I don't know. I can't, you're putting me on the spot.
Those are all really good. I agree, like the different sprays because they're so cute. Here's one, just because this was a special request that I had, that somebody had for me when I was doing our holiday bazaar, was stuff for guys. And so like a cologne, again, it's another spray, or an aftershave spray. Again, another spray. It's just a piece of cake. It's really not that much different between the room sprays or the other things. But those, like even thinking about things that the guys can get as well, and you can change it out with like mountain scents, right? Like your like pine or blue spruce, black spruce, lavender, stress away. Those are all really great too. Oh, and then you could even do a make and take of like DIY gifts for kids. I love this hot cocoa mix, like a mermaid spray, lip balm. I've actually had a few different families come to me and say, hey, we need some ideas to do, you know, like something for like a girl's birthday party. So even something like that could be great. Oh, Play-Doh, Ashley, yes. Scented Play-Doh would be great. In particular, if you're doing like a play group, it could be like a make and take and play group where the kids are busy with the Play-Doh. I promise you the parents are going to want to go home with some scented Play-Doh, especially when you talk about, well, here's what's in this Play-Doh versus what's in a store-bought Play-Doh. Spa night. Yeah, that's a good one too. Love it. So many good ideas. I hope you guys are going to save the chat because there's a lot of good ideas in it of different things you could be doing. Thank you. April, did you have anything else to add? Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, scented pine cones. That's a really great idea. In particular, if you live in a wooded area where you can easily pick up pine cones, not so easy for me in Southern California, at least not where I am, but for many of you, it probably is. You collect from the yard. Of course you do. Ashley, you want to come on and share? What are some things that you like to do for the holiday?
I've been typing all kinds of things over there, but there's a few things that I think are easy and there's a few things that are successful, and then you can kind of figure out which route you want to take. What I mean by that is easy does not, for me, is not always yield a success, but themed has. So there was a year where I think I did 6 different make and takes at people's offices, homes, and the 3 at my own house. I remember that for sure. And we just used Christmas spirit. We made a Christmas spirit bath spray. We made a Christmas spirit room spray. We made a Christmas spirit diffuser balm. We made a Christmas spirit scented pine cone. We made a Christmas spirit body butter. Like, because here's the thing, I wanted people that were new to come, and it was so freaking easy. And guess what my promo was? If you buy the kit this month, I'll gift you a bottle of Christmas spirit. Very successful, adaptive, but that for me was huge. We've done that at Rachel's house too with some different stuff we did with making those cinnamon bill ornaments. We've done that several different ways. Something that I make a lot is a foaming hand soap with Christmas spirit. People love it. But the next thing I was going to say is I have done pretty successfully, and I'm like, why am I not doing this year? 12 sprays of Christmas. You can make up the recipes or use any diffuser balm recipe, any diffuser recipe, okay? Or any roller recipe can also be a spray recipe. So I find that people who are not used to oils are okay more with a room spray, car spray, body spray than they are with a roller. So I am making takes this year. We're having the option of, you make 4 things, right? So my suggestion is 2 rollers, 2 sprays. But if you want to make 4 sprays or rollers, that's fine. And the idea is you can keep them all, or you can keep 2 for yourself, gift 2, you know, that's kind of the idea. So I don't want to promote more subscriptions, and I've said it twice in the comments, I just can't help it. Christy Beasley Creative, I could not do classes without that, because it gives me the recipes, it gives me the recipe card already made, it gives me the labels, and it gives me a way to also mail the set to someone if they are not local. And I love that. It's super easy. It is a subscription. I pay $10 a month. You could also just pay for a month. Just a thought, like you don't have to just do it. So it's something I love. I'm in another room right now. I literally have printed out all of my Christmas gifts for my leaders, Happy Meal, and all of my labels. And it's called Christy Beasley Creative. And I have all of my recipe cards for that make and take, and like the signs for the product. So I love it. Super easy. I do use my at-home printer a lot, but if it's bulk like that was, it was Office Max. And then I picked it up. You can laminate at home. You can pay someone to laminate for you. If you're like, Ashley, that sounds crazy. I pay a 17-year-old girl to laminate and cut things for me. And she spends 2 hours doing what would take me 6 hours, and I pay her $11 an hour. I just want you to think about your time a little bit, because for me, the printing at home stuff is really intimidating because I don't like it. But I'm saving money no matter what, if that makes sense, because I'm not ordering it, waiting for it to come, having to like wait and see who pays for a spot and all that. But I would cram in the next 2 weeks. I'm offering 2 daytime and 2 nighttime options. I would try that if I were you. Options is what I'm saying. You don't have to have 4, but I would definitely have an option for people. Like, can you make it Tuesday at 10 a.m. versus Thursday at 6 better? And it's always worked for me with in-person classes. I love that so much. And I would highly encourage you with these make and takes, especially if they can't come and you don't offer another option for a time they can come, they're like, aren't going to give the teachers these gifts. Like it's urgent, right? And urgency is not a bad thing, but this is an urgent season. Most kids around the country are actually going to be out of school by the 17th this year. That's freaking early. It's a whole week before Christmas, which means gifting teachers, bus drivers, friends at school, whatever it is, guys, that's like only 2 weeks from today that they'll be going to school tomorrow, and that's it. And that means we have to get on it. We have to help people get on it. The next thing I was going to say is I have done a lot this time of the year in people's offices, like a lunch and learn, comment, because people are like in the spirit, right? Like they're in the holiday spirit. They would love, and I've done, one place I went to, I did it for free, and I literally came in and I did like some hand scrubs for them. Then we used a body lotion I made. Now I would use winter nights, but it was a Christmas spirit, like hand body lotion on their hands. And then we all made a thieves cleaner, and we added orange. So it smells a little bit like holiday spice. And that, I got an enrollment from that a few years ago. And I know it might sound silly, but one enrollment is huge for me, at least, because when it's somebody who is a contact of a contact, I want in. So invite your friends over. Cookie exchanges, I've always had great results. I've had great results with ornament exchanges. Just open up your home, have one snack, just like April said, food gathers people. And your ornament, guess what, guys? It's a freaking diffuser ornament. The earrings you gift all of your neighbors this year, they're diffuser earrings. The gifts you give your teachers, I'm giving mine these like ivy wreaths I got from Trader Joe's. They're planted and they have twinkle lights in them, which is freaking adorable, right? A bottle of Christmas Spirit room spray, and and these truffles, these like dark chocolate truffles. But my point is, oils will be part of it. And it might sound like, okay, well, that's random, but here's the thing. They're going to smell this room spray. They're going to have this bottle and they're going to ask me what to do with it. 2 of them have oils already. The other one will ask me, but I want to encourage you. Don't be afraid to gift people this season, different things, and it'll lead you to success. And it also will lead you to have a last minute gift. Make and take, guys. Kids are out of school. Workplaces are shut down. The 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd. What are people doing? Like, guys, that's a lot of days. So people will have off work and school for the most part. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Christmas is Friday. Like, we got some time. So I'm gonna encourage you online, probably not pop in during that week because people are busy, but people will stop by and make something because they don't want to buy the stuff themselves. They want to stop by. So I've done lots of last minute make and takes last year because COVID fears for a lot of people. I'll make it, you take it, but they had to come get it. So I had to talk to them. I was like, I'll make it. You pick this up. It's $25. You take it. So my area now, that wouldn't be something I would do. It's just not the environment we're in. It's not the same as last year. It would be like, I think people would be weird with it. But if you are in an area where people are still living in fear and it feels like you're not going to get the leverage you need from an in-person event, the I'll make it, you take it might not be a bad idea. Same thing with Christmas, roll in, roll out, rollerball workshop. You have your house open for 4 hours and people can roll in when they want and roll out when they don't want to. It's not like you're teaching formally. So those are lots of ideas. And both of the ladies already said this, but if you can set up at vendor events. So around me right now, there's still so many opportunities. I have some people on my team. I have someone tonight that asked me if I was going to be at tree lighting next week. Like there's still things to do. And a lot of them are free. Say yes. And if you can't say yes, then find someone else that you know that can fill in for you. So say yes to those last minute opportunities. And I said last thing, but last thing for real, last thing. I am so used to not getting dressed up. Is anybody with me? Like now I'm like not getting dressed up ever. Like I haven't gone to a Christmas party in a couple years. Anybody else? Like when we're after getting fancy. And I had a friend ask me to go to something that's a black tie. Like, it's like real fancy. We have to drive a few hours away. And I told her it was crazy and I did not want to go. I'm like, that sounds so hard. Here's the thing. The me before COVID would have never said no. I would have like jumped on it, been all about it, like been excited. So I had to push myself, which I am super extroverted. So that is weird, right? That's weird for me to say that, but I'm going to go and I'm sitting at a table with all people who are financially available in an assumptive way to buy whatever it is I'm offering them. And I'm going to spend like dinner in this event. I'm going to eat breakfast the next morning with them. And then we're going to drive home with my friend. So anyway, say yes, even if it's uncomfortable for you. Tracy, I've never used a QR code. I've never had a business card. I mean, just honestly, that would not be how it would do it. Because if they're going to come to my house and pick up a bag, then they're connected to me, right? Like if they know my personal address, I'm going to assume that we're at least friends on social media, that it's way more of like, not a venue or where it's public. That's just me. That wasn't giving you formal advice. I'm saying for me, I definitely am like, you stop by my home. Hey guys. Yes. And they usually gift it. Like I had people last year buy 8 of them. And I'm not promoting this as the way to always build our business because they're not getting their hands in it. But guys, if you can get somebody who's never used oils to buy a bag from a make and take from you and buy one for themselves and one for someone else, or just one for themselves. People mostly bought them for themselves. Like that is how it worked. They're like, this $15, this $25, depending on what it was for me. And I did have labels. I shouldn't say that. I did have labels, but I haven't used a QR code. I think that would be hard on products. Allison, this year I'm doing that. The 2 rollers, 2 sprays is brand new for me this year. And I'm doing that because I'm using kind of a, Tracy posted the link to Christy Beasley's set. I just think it's cute. And it gives recipes that are all just, and this is my style. Again, I'm like blue, red. The style definitely is like a title and the oils that are in it. No number of drops and no like what the oils go with. But the reason that's important for me is that means I can do diffuser, spray, or roller. So that means that person goes home, they're going to look at that card and the hope is that they'll be like, oh, I could use those oils for any of those things, not just this oil with Believe in Orange is a happy oil. Well, it could be happy in your diffuser. It could be happy in your car. It could be happy under curtains. Like it could be a great usage for you. Oh, I did all kinds of things. A foaming hand soap, a lip balm. I always do body butter because it's like super expensive. So people like to have it. It's very time consuming to make in person because melting all the stuff. But whipped body butter people love. And I don't know what else. I'm sure it was a room spray. Room sprays. I feel like room sprays and scrubs or foaming hand soap. All 3 of those things for me have been staples. Things they can refill is my advice always. Like something that, like if they have it and they want to refill it, they're going to ask you how. So yes, it would be awesome to assume they're just going to go to the website and order. But for me, it's definitely like always been, I love that. So hand soap, I'm out of it. How do I make it again? They don't even think about how to order the stuff in it for me personally. Usually it's how do I make it again? Especially like with the lip balms because they're so inexpensive. People always ask me how to make them again. So I always want to direct them to like, you make it again by making sure you're ordering good ingredients and you're using your oils. Have we gotten those for you yet? And even if it's like 10 drops and 12 lip balms, they still need to have their own. Sure. So I'm terrible to talk. So like 12 sprays of Christmas, you would just have 12 recipes and use whatever you want for 12 sprays of Christmas. I can try and I'm pretty sure, and y'all can think I'm just like totally ghetto with this. I'm pretty confident with a Sharpie and pieces of paper from my printer, I wrote the recipes down. I'm actually 100% sure I was a diamond for multiple years before I ever printed a label on anything. I was a gold before I had a label on a roller at all, like a handmade one. I would sniff it. So if I can do it, you can do it. And I think what I'm saying to you guys is your friends, like they want, like more than it being pretty, they like want to experience it if they're going to say yes to a make and take. Like they want to get their hands in it. So for the I make it, you take it for sure. Last year I had labels. I mean, I want to differentiate. Like for sure I had labels for that. I didn't give a recipe card, and I maybe this is controversial. I didn't want them to have the recipes. Like I wanted them to have to talk to me. Because if I give them all the info, then guess what? There's no need for them to have me. They're going to go to Walmart and buy orange, right? They're like, it had orange, frankincense, and tea tree. I'm just going to go buy those things. I'm going to fill it up with my, a little bit of sea salt and some water. Yeah. I also love that little washi tape. It's lip balms. I've always done that on lip balms and not labeled. Not always, but lately. I think it's cute and people can make it a different design. And I just like that. I think it's easy. On the hand soap, I did last year use something that just said Christmas spirit, like Christmas spirit, but it's really cute with a ribbon tied around it. Like if you need simple, make it simple. Don't overcomplicate your life. Because remember, at the end of the day, we don't sell these products. Like we don't sell candy cane body butter. So if my candy cane body butter is the most beautiful thing ever, and it's like perfectly labeled and the recipe is perfect, and I've gifted it several times to people in the same kind of circle of friends, they might think that's all I do. So that's just nothing's wrong with it. I want you to think about that a little bit. Like you definitely want them to know that you sell essential oils and health products. You don't want them to think that you like totally sell room sprays and body butter. So just make it you as much as possible. So if you are someone that is neat and clean and organized, your products will look that way because that's just what will come out of you. If that's not who you are, that's probably not what will come out. And you know what? You'll attract the people that want to be part of that class. So don't put pressure on yourself. Maybe don't use like notebook paper and a Sharpie, but maybe also don't spend $25 on a template to print out with labels for 4 people. My hot cocoa. I buy 2 different things, hot cocoa and someone else, April or Tracy. So when I do peppermint hot chocolate, I've made a dry mix before, like with organic cocoa powder, organic dry, like non-fat dry milk, like organic cane sugar. I mean, it's like a really simple recipe, or I think it's powdered. It's one of those. And that's super easy. But when I do that, I make it and then I drop the peppermint in, if that makes sense, because it kind of clumps. But the other thing I've done that's really fun, and I don't know if you would do this or not, but the Trader Joe's dark chocolate stirring sticks, and they're not organic. That's okay with me. It's like fun because they melt. So it's not as expensive as a hot cocoa bomb, but they like melt in the water. And then you can drop the peppermint and like, it's the like drop it and then stirring. And I don't know, something about that. I think it's kind of cool too. I always will make out, you can buy like store-bought caramel, right? Add a drop of cinnamon, mix it up, slice some green apples, put some raspberries around. It's red and green, guys. Make peppermint brownies. Done. Like, I love what April said about the hot cider. I definitely don't do that as much as hot chocolate, and I should. Fun. I do a lot of coffee creamers too. I tend to like, I have a good audience of daytime people that will do like a 9 to 10 a.m. or a 9 to 10:30 class. So I make peppermint mocha creamer quite often and do coffee. So I like to do coffee and then Ningxia. Again, I'm rambling a lot, but just make it easy. I love classes. So if I make it complicated, I won't keep doing it. Like I just won't. It's too hard, I just won't do it again. But if you make it easy, then you having a class on Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. sounds fun. Because if that sounds overwhelming, it's probably too much. Right? And for real, cut me off. But daytime classes, I always do 1 hour. I did want to say that. When I said 9 to 10, that's what I do. And people can linger a little bit, but I definitely want them to know, like if you're dropping your kid off at preschool and you have an hour, I will be an hour. If you are sacrificing the workout time you usually have every day, I will like only do, like, I won't take up more time. So during the day, I tend to be much tighter with my classes, like they're much more close to an hour. In the evening, I usually book an hour and a half and I plan for 2.5 hours because people don't leave your house. It's fine. I was at a class tonight that I did, and literally it was supposed to be over at 8. And when I left at 8:15, no one else had left. Right? That's simple. And partnering. I say that all the time, but I've taught 3 classes this week at wine bars. 2 of them at the same one of them at a different one, because here's the thing. They want to have people in their establishments. So if you're afraid to do classes at your house, I guarantee this holiday season, small businesses want your support, want your help, and you do not have to expect to pay for a venue. I've never paid to use a venue. I've never paid to use a venue. I've partnered where like every person's guaranteed a glass of wine, or every person's guaranteed, to spend $10. And I kind of work that out my ticket price, but I've never rented a venue without having guaranteed people. And so I don't want you to do that. If you are okay with using breweries, most of them are free. Like when I work with breweries, it's like always been just whatever, as in like, they don't make me have a minimum purchase. No one has to buy everything. They don't care how many people, and they're fine with it. And that is fabulous, because over half the people we have that attend don't even they're not purchasing what the establishment sells, but they're enjoying the space and enjoying the people. So Phyllis, it depends on the audience. I mean, I definitely have a presentation. I'm sure April and Tracy would say the same, but I don't do a whole class at all. I gauge my audience. And so for me, when it's at my house, it's usually over half our members, because it just is the nature of how it would work. I have done classes with my friend Becca. I did one tonight where we had a class or several classes where we had 40 people that weren't members, like one that was. And for that, we definitely do a 10-minute intro, like a why Young Living, how to use your oils. Here's the start. Well, now we wouldn't have to necessarily do this, but I still would encourage you. We would like, here's the starter kit on display over here. The best way to get started is by purchasing, we'd say purchasing products that you use and love tonight that equal at least 100 PV. We can also help you get your products every month through a program called Subscribe to Save. That would be, the language is different now. And I want to say it to all of you guys, like, I haven't done that, to be honest. I haven't done that 10-minute intro class since we've changed the system over, because it actually was really easy when we were like, just buy this kit right here. That was actually pretty simple, because then they would come over and touch it and like feel it. And that was the only way. Like, we didn't say another way. So now I would encourage you to either make a bundle with a QR code, like Tracy was saying, where they could scan it and figure it out. I have a lot of not tech savvy people, so I would do both. Like, I wouldn't rely on just one. I would either have a bundle in person if you want them to buy Eve's products and Christmas Spirit and a diffuser, whatever you bundle together. Like, this is one, 120 PV, whatever it is. I would display it. Like, I would bring it with you, or if it's at your house, have it displayed. There's truly something about wine and essential oils. People who don't drink wine at a wine bar like oils better. I don't know what it is. It's the environment. It's usually like people who own wine bars usually know about distillation because they know about winemaking. And it might sound silly. And if you're like, that's not my jam, totally fine. But there's always something I've had about hosting classes there, that the person that owns it. Like, they just tend to get oils, even if they don't love them themselves yet. They tend to just really like the process and really help. The place we were at tonight has all oils who are unfiltered, no sulfates, and small batch, and none of them are able to be purchased unless it's through the vineyard itself. So she definitely like talks about that process to everyone as they come up and get wine, and then it reinforces who we are as a company. Yeah. It's past 10. I'm so sorry. Tracy, I'm done talking forever. Cut me off. April, I never should have gone after you. I just had way too much info. You guys are amazing. And everyone on here, you're going to rock this holiday season. You're going to book all the things that make sense, not just busy work, but the things that make sense, and work forward to that. Book it tonight. Like this morning, I would not let myself leave my computer until I had those 4 events created and solidified and done. And you know what? It might seem last minute, but here's the deal. People who are available next Tuesday at 9 a.m., they were already available and they probably will still be available tomorrow. Like they didn't, they're not going on a trip all of a sudden, or they don't all of a sudden have a new job where they like are gone during the day. So same thing at night. They either could come on Tuesday night next week or they couldn't. So if you book it tonight and tonight's Thursday, they probably either had something already Tuesday or they don't. They didn't magically in the past 12 hours get it. So don't lie to yourself about that. It's okay to be last minute sometimes. It's also okay to plan in advance. It's also okay to throw things out there and see what sticks.
Oh, that was so good, you guys. I hope you took lots and lots of notes. If not, we're going to have the replay available. You can watch it again, maybe do a watch party with your team, with your brand partners, right? That could be another great idea. But so many ideas. I already have tons that I took notes on myself. So thank you so much, April and Ashley. And for those of you who commented and who came on live to share your tips, we really appreciate it. So this is your time, you guys. Go book it. It is not too late. Go do it. Go book your classes, your make and takes. Let's make it happen. This is going to be an amazing December. Thank you so much. We'll have the replay available shortly. Bye, everybody.